WANGYIDI from China.
Just listen to the noise for WANGYIDI as she makes her way out towards the table. China's world number 3, looking for a place in the quarterfinals. Career best of world number 2. She has been a solid, consistent performer for China's national team. She is taking on HYO of Korea for a place in the quarterfinals. The third Korean player that we will see in action today. Neither of the previous 2 Koreans have made it through past this stage today. Can HYO cause an upset and be the first one to do so today? Well, it's a big ask against the world number 3. Coming into this tournament, having played 10 matches and just 2 losses in that time. She also leads the head-to-head, and she's 19 places ahead of her opponent in the world rankings. Well, the winner of this one goes through to play Hina Hayata of Japan. WANGYIDI's already beaten one Japanese player en route to the round of 16. Beat Nime Ito in straight games. Impressive indeed from her. HYO beat Yang Zilio of Australia to seal her place in the round of 16.
Black or red? Red. Black.
This is going to be a big challenge.
You win. You.
Well, WANGYIDI, so impressive, Fraser. Just another example of China's dominance in this sport. 28 years of age now, which is pretty much veteran level in terms of Chinese table tennis, given the strength and depth, all of the youngsters who've come through the rankings and come through quickly as well. There's the results for her last 3 events at champions level in Frankfurt last year, reached the final. Semi-final in Fukuoka and the semi-final of the Singapore Smash just last month. So she is always there, or thereabouts, isn't she, Fraser? Lost, of course, to Sungying Sha at the Singapore Smash in the semis. Lost in the semis of Fukuoka to Chongqing of China as well. Lost in Frankfurt in the final of the Champions to Wang Wenyu. Just shows, you know, there's no real competition for WANGYIDI apart from her own teammates.
Yeah, an outstanding player. So comprehensive, so complete. Someone who won the Champions Frankfurt. Hasn't won an event in a while though, WANGYIDI, remember that. And it's not easy reading. The WTT head-to-head said it all. The last 2 encounters won in straight games for WANGYIDI. But HYO did beat WANGYIDI in their first ever meeting at the 2018 Hong Kong Open in the women's singles round of 16.
And upsets do happen, of course, so you never know.
That's right.
Fan vote, though, is in favour of WANGYIDI, the world number 3. Last played each other, this pair, in Singapore at the Singapore Smash in 2024. That was in the round of 16. WANGYIDI in straight games. Have to go back to 2022 to find the last time that HYO was able to take a game off this Chinese superstar.
Wang versus So. First game. So to serve. Love all. Love one.
How do you anticipate HYO is going to approach this game? Are there any weaknesses she can exploit in the game of WANGYIDI?
Not really, Rebecca. There aren't many weaknesses at all. I think that HYO just has to look to be as consistent as she can be. Serve aggressively with that high toss backhand serve. Look to attack where she can off a lukewarm push. And WANGYIDI's push play is so good, she won't get that many chances to attack. She'll have to try and vary her chops as much as possible as well, the Korean. That said, though, look, Seo Hyewon took Sun Ying-sha to game 5 at the Star Contender Lanzhou a couple of years ago. So, you know, stylistically, we've seen the Pimple players be the players that can challenge the Chinese.
Seo Hyewon, 37 years of age now, certainly has the experience. The previous top 10 player was career high rank of 8. That was back in 2015, 10 years ago now.
Yeah, she's been at the top level for so long. This is her 176th event. Incredible longevity.
Oh, such a cleverly constructed point from the world number 3.
For WANGYIDI, it's a question of control, patience. Brilliant.
3-5.
Attacked it right into that crossover on the last ball. Really, really difficult for Seo Hyewon to make the chop. She's watching Seo Hyewon during the rally, as well as never taking her eye off the ball. Do you know she can't attack everything though, WANGYIDI? And it can be a fine line between being controlled, which is a good thing, and being passive, which is a bad thing. That's why if Seo Hyewon can vary the chops, maybe add a little bit of side spin to them as well, it could cause a couple of issues.
Seven, 3.
WANGYIDI completely untroubled at the moment.
Seven, 4.
That was a really deep, quick chop into that temptation zone from Seo Hyewon.
Oh my goodness,
5,
a bit of
7.
good fortune there for Seo Hyewon.
It's amazing how quickly she can actually chop. Even though she's the attacking player, WANGYIDI doesn't have that much time on her hands.
Great defense from Seo Hyewon.
So crafty, this last one again, so quick into the forehand. Brilliant. There it is. That was a beautiful point. Could she level here?
8, 6.
She can't. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, Seo Hyewon serves with the red side, the side that she normally uses to attack with the forehand, so she can produce more spin on the serve, and then she twiddles.
8, 7.
Second point she scored in similar fashion there. was a bit of a statement of intent from Wang Yidi.
The fact that, you know, it was the push play that had led to that bit of Seo-Won fortune made me wonder whether she would try to attack earlier on in the rally, and that serve set that up well.
8-9.
Well, Wang Yidi was 4 points ahead in the earlier stages of this game. Seo-Won doing so well to keep in touch with the world number 3. Much better from Wang Yidi, earns herself 2 game points, but she has really been tested to get to this stage.
You can tell this has been a bit of mental warfare. Seo-Won struggling to chop with the forehand.
Oh. 10-9.
That's 3 now. Bit of precision. The more you practice, the luckier you get. She's aiming to chop those as low over the net as possible in training, day in, day out.
11-9, game to 1.
Gets it finished off in powerful style, 11 points to 9, but Seo-Won, what a tricky customer she is proving to be. Well, Wang Yidi certainly tested in the opening game. Had a 4-point lead, was pegged back, but she does take the opener, 11 points to 9. Well, there's a look at the top women's seeds in this event. No seeds have fallen yet as we enter the round of 16. See there, Wang Yidi, 3rd seed. China occupying the top 4 spots, and 5 of the top 8 seeds from the home nation. But Japan have 3 top seeds in the top 8, and they are nipping at the heels of the Chinese. Here we go then. Wang Yidi with a tricky opening game against Seo-Won, who really did make life difficult, didn't she, Fraser?
She certainly did. Beautiful.
2nd game.
Defensive style, gliding around. So seamless, so elegant. Got a bit of fortune, a few touches to the tape. She's in this match. Would a lead feel like a lead, really? Because, like you said, she was 4 points clear, Wang Yidi, in that first game. All of a sudden, it became a really tight contest.
One.
Good attacking play from Wang Yidi. And it's a question of not getting drawn into a rally with someone like Seo-Won.
Let 1-1.
Yeah, she can draw you in, she can suck you in. Test those in and out transitions as well as the lateral ones.
Oh, superb stuff from Wang Yidi. Changes the direction in a split second.
Yeah, her attacking ability is unquestionable. Will Seo look to change the distance at which she plays? Will she look to defend more with the backhand, even when it's put into her forehand side? What a shot there. Unbelievable pivot there from Seo.
3-all.
Wang Yidi really having trouble opening up any kind of a gap against SUH at the moment.
Three, four.
Right intention there, trying to really increase the speed of her chop. Unbelievable. That defensive ability there of SUH to caress that ball back. Had a bit of side spin kick on it as well. WANGYIDI did well to recover. Continuously attacking into that forehand until the wide backhand became exposed enough to fade it away. But she's dropping her bat on a few of these balls here, WANGYIDI. They're actually a little bit more floaty. It's key for SUH to chop quickly, to make some of them lace with backspin, to make some of them float.
5-5.
Well, this has got to be incredibly frustrating for Wang. She just isn't being allowed to play the game that she wants to play.
Five, 6.
But, you know, any fan or anyone who's played table tennis can relate to that feeling, because you know you've got time on the ball against the chopper. That's what adds to the frustration.
Seven, 5.
WANGYIDI's win rate actually against chop is not that good. 55%, 11 out of 20 meetings against the chopper.
Seven, 6.
Again, just really difficult to play against this style. World number 22, slowing everything down.
Poetry in motion, isn't it? It's such a different approach.
6, 8.
And the defensive style as a whole has existed nearly as long as the attacking style. Some of even the hard bat players, actually, when table tennis first became a professional sport in the early 20th century, were only chopping with it.
Six, 9.
Just physically, mentally, it's exhausting to play against someone so consistent. But Wang should finish this now here.
Ten, 6.
4 game points for the world number 3. This is, again, the biggest lead she's had. She had this same lead in the opening game, was pegged right back. Can she convert game point, or will there be further frustration on the horizon?
11, 6.
Well,
Game
mistake
ball,
from
1.
Seo-Yeon into the net, and WANGYIDI wraps up the second game, but she hasn't had it all her own way at all. Doesn't look completely happy. But she does take a 2-game lead here, a game away from a place in the quarterfinals.
节奏还是不错，
Leading
所以说
2
这把
games
球
to 1.
旋转变化也比较多。
反而不错。
哎，就是你感觉不舒服的时候，这场你搓下去完了，或者再拉一把，完了再打一把，哎，这都没问题，对不对？啊，其实咱就这把球是一个主动式，其他球都处理这样。
慢一点打，下一
对
点。，
慢一点，就是你感觉这一步。
Well, this is an earlier rally from this game. This was a really fantastic rally between this pair. No way of telling which way this one might go. Two contrasting styles here. WANGYIDI managed to get the better of Seo-Yeon in the end, but that was a hard-fought rally, and all that work just for a single point.
harder for Seo Won to vary her chops with the forehand side. She doesn't have the pitch to help her out with that. That's why WANGYIDI's looping more into the forehand, hoping that eventually Seo Won will try and counter with the forehand, try and play a loop which Won can then come in over and counter.
Oh my goodness, superb defense from the Korean. WANGYIDI trying to get the point finished off. Finds the net instead.
Lap 2.
Not great body language here from WANGYIDI. Only trailing by 2 here.
Well, a bit of fortune for WANGYIDI. But finally she gets the point on the board.
I'll tell you what, she's a bad actress, because I think that she was due a few, and she knows that herself after the first game.
Nicely done. WANGYIDI levels. Finds a way through the resistant defense of Seo Won.
The crowd are absolutely loving this here. It's interesting.
Time out.
Haven't been that many players in the modern era that come from a defensive style that are able to represent China. So it's a nice lesson here for this Chinese crowd.
Good time out for Seo Won, who had a 2-point lead. She's now fallen behind. WANGYIDI winning the next 3 points. The practice hall there. That's the next matchup, an all-Chinese affair. That's Lin Gaoyuan, and he'll be taking on Liang Jinkun. The two of them warming up together. So at the minute they are friends, but very shortly they will be enemies. There will be no love lost between that pair when they take to the table inside the arena for their round of 16 clash. But interesting to see them practicing together.
Yeah, it's interesting. We see that a lot with the Chinese players. I think it's just embedded in their approach, their philosophy, really. They don't want any kind of toxicity, animosity between the players. So maybe that's why the coaches encourage them to train together before their match. I don't know, that's just an assumption that I have. But I think other national teams would find that weird, find that strange. I guess there's no secrets though, is there, when you're training together day in, day out?
And you're guaranteed the highest quality practice partners as well.
That's right.
Well, Seo Won loses the first point after her timeout.
4-3.
Awesome.
3-5.
That pivot, so venomous, that injection of pace. Off of a decently placed push. Now that next one, yeah, taking no prisoners. A slap and a counter there.
The great stuff from WANGYIDI.
Seo Won left the door open. burgled.
Yeah, and she's won 12 of the last 16 now, and the key has been, hasn't it, I think, not getting sucked into those rallies, because it's those rallies that leave her frustrated and having to really try and find a way through this really tricky opponent. But the momentum seems now to be with the world number 3.
Seven, four.
So much grit on that rubber. And WANGYIDI making best use of it, creating a lot of dwell with that. A slower, spinnier ball. Very tough to know how to meet it. Whoa, what a shot from HYO. Technique there, very interesting. Actually, I've seen something quite like this from her before. Bemused, WANGYIDI.
6, 7.
Oh, a rare show of aggression from SUH. Let's have a look at the scoreboard now. 7 points to 6.
2 direct forehands. What can you do about that, though? Chen Yi there, Shu Yi, 2 of the youngsters.
Nine, 6.
A reminder as well, the winner of this will face Hina Hayata. And I think the crowd will be excited if it is Wang that gets through, because, wow, they've had a couple of unforgettable clashes before.
7,
Some
9.
really exciting potential quarterfinals matches here in Chongqing. Three match points
10.
for WANGYIDI.
Ten, 8.
WANGYIDI gets the job done in straight
1-1
games, but that
against
3-0 scoreline really doesn't tell the full story. A frustrating, hard-fought win for China's world number 3, but she is through to the quarterfinals, where, as you say, Fraser, she'll be playing Hina Hayata. Certainly one to look forward to, but WANGYIDI will be pleased that that one is over. It certainly was a frustrating few games for the world number 3, HYO. The defense impenetrable at times, but it is WANGYIDI who goes through.
Yeah, beautiful rally, very rhythmic. Rallies there all the way through. Great match.